Hello, my name is Michael Scherotter, and today I'll be demonstrating a new Adobe Express add-on that I've been working on called Creative Coding. If you haven't heard the term creative coding before, it's a type of computer programming that focuses on creating something expressive rather instead of something functional. What I have here is a beginner-friendly block-based creative coding tool for Adobe Express. With creative coding, you can learn programming fundamentals while making something visual and expressive. The end result of what you create is JavaScript code that runs in the Adobe Express document sandbox and is the basis of coding for building Adobe Express add-ons. I built creative coding because I wanted to help empower the next generation of creative technologists with the superpower of coding. I will walk through how this add-on works and show sample scripts that I wrote that come with it. You install the Adobe Express add-ons from the add-on pane, and you'll find the creative coding add-on there. Once you install it, you launch it by clicking on it, and you'll see a task pane open up on the right. And what I'm going to start with creating just a new script. And in this case, the coding sandbox pops up right here, or so the coding workspace pops up right here. And I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to want to put something in my scene. So that's called appending a child. And the thing I want to put there is a rectangle. I'm going to do some things with the rectangle. I'm going to position it and set its color. So its position is going to be 100, 100, and its color, its fill color, is going to be red. Actually, make it yellow. And then when I save my script, so the code that's created is all right here. And I can name this, and this is do create a rectangle. And now I have the script here, and if I run this script, it creates the rectangle here. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of scripts that I've written that come with creative coding so you can see what we can do. So the first one I want to do is called Hello Adobe Express. And instead of opening it in a pop-up, I'm going to open it in a new window. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to split my window right here and put the coding right there. So you see the coding right here. And so what happens in this code is that you'll see I ask, what is your name? An interface field pops up there, the default of Adobe Express, and then I set a variable called message, say hello, what is your name, and then I set the position get the position, which is the center of the page, and what I can do is I then can create text with the node, with the message here and the position here, and I'm going to save the script, and if I run the script, I said hello Adobe Express. If I would do something different, Michael, it will do run script and hello Michael. So that's really basic. But then what we can do a little more sophisticated is that we're going to, let's just close this one out, and I'm going to get another one, create a tangent curve. And with this one, I have a couple more properties. So I'm going to edit this in a new window. And then go back here and split this. And then in this one, I ask a number of properties, a number of interface values. I want to get some numbers, increments in the size, some other things locking. You'll see what this matters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and loop and create a bunch of lines. And what you'll see, you can follow this through later. But what this does is it creates a bunch of code that creates a bunch of lines and puts all those lines in a group. And then what it does is it creates these lines. It creates a tangent curve, a curve created by the tangent of a bunch of lines. And I can then take that and move that around and delete that. The next thing I want to show, of course, I can just change the color. I can just change these parameters. And I create a curve, and it creates a yellow one. So that's kind of fun. Let me delete that right there. The next thing I want to do is create a star with 4 of those tangent curves. So what I can do is I can then, for example, I can edit this, and if I look at the code here, there are a couple more things. In the star, I want to be able to say, I want to have some additional parameters, which are the size, the number of lines, the color, and then a center. I want to be able to say if there's a center. And what I'll have is, I'll have some code here that then calls this create tangent curve script, the script that I wrote previously. I'm going to call that script a number of times, actually 4 times, to do 4 of those And then what I can do is when I run this, it creates 4 of those right there. And it creates them, it gives me a color. If I want to create another one, it creates one in green. If I want to create one with a larger size, I can run that and it makes it slightly larger. So what I can do here is I can do some things with code that I can then make one script call another script. And then what I can do finally, if I add a new page, and what I can do is I can create a star field. And if I do this, if I look at the code here, this is basically, it is repeating whatever number of stars you put in there. It's going to then call the create star function, which then of course calls the create tangent curve. And then what this ends up doing is it then creates a star field. And then if you look back at the code again, it does one thing first. It creates an image. The creative coding comes with a number of images that you can use, and you can add your own images. These are the Horsehead Nebula from NASA. And so first I call a function to add a background, which I define a function there, and then I go through whatever number of times they've added in the input a number of stars. I'll create a star for each one, and the end code is all here. So that's the basics of creative coding, and hope you can give this a try and give us your feedback and have fun with it. Thank you.